New cruisers for the cops, good news about Barnstable's financial health, and Town Council weighs capital improvement plans on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, April 6, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. The budget process in Barnstable is underway. Town Council met last night and continued discussions regarding the capital improvement plan for fiscal 2013. Prior to that discussion, Finance Director Mark Milne made a brief announcement regarding the financial health of the town.
Back on February 16th, this council voted to authorize the town treasurer to proceed with a... I heard that. To proceed with a refinancing opportunity for the town's bonds if one arose. Yesterday, our town treasurer, Deborah Blanchette, received some competitive bids from bond underwriters for an $11,715,000 10-year refunding issue. Robert Baird and Company purchased the bonds at an average interest rate of 1.56%. The town received 6 bids on the bonds ranging from a high of 1.77% to the low winning bid of 1.56%. The bond proceeds will be used to refinance bonds of the town originally issued in August of 2001, June of 2003, and June of 2004. The refinancing will generate total budgetary savings of approximately $1,310,000 over the life of the bonds. Article 40133F of the town manager's regulations within the town's code requires a net present value savings of at least 3% to be achieved in order for us to conduct a refunding. This refunding resulted in a net present value savings of 9.4%, or more than 3 times what the minimum requirement is in our town code. The savings will be shared between the General Fund, Community Preservation Fund, Marina Enterprise Fund, Solid Waste Enterprise Fund, and Sewer Enterprise Fund. Prior to the sale, Standard & Poor's Group affirmed the town's AAA bond rating, the highest attainable. The rating agency cited the town's strong financial position, strong fiscal management, good income levels, high per capita market value, and low debt burden as positive credit factors. And I've passed around their credit report for you to have for your files. I'd like to again thank the council for your vote to authorize us to conduct this transaction, and especially Deborah Blanchette, our town treasurer, who did all the legwork behind and all the paperwork necessary to conduct one of these, which takes many, many hours to do so.
Town Council then heard a request from Police Chief Paul McDonald to purchase several new police cruisers. Ford is phasing out the Crown Victoria model, and the town has an opportunity to purchase some of those vehicles at a significant cost savings. Acting Town Manager Tom Lynch outlined the financials, and Chief Paul McDonald talked about the purchase.
From General Fund surplus, which was last certified at $12.3 million by the State Division of Local Services in November of 2011. The Police Department receives an annual appropriation as part of its operating budget for vehicle replacements. Funding of this request will replace the annual budget for vehicle replacements in the FY13 Police Department operating budgets. Any proceeds received from the disposal of retired vehicles will be credited back to the general fund. In other words, we're advancing him the money in this fiscal year. We'll take it out of the budget, replace it back to the general fund so that the chief can achieve what he'd like to in the background that he'll now explain. Thank you, Chief.
Good evening, Mr. President, Town Councilors, Town Manager, Mr. Lynch. Thank you for this opportunity. In preparation for the fiscal 2013 budget, we brought forth a service priority package of $142,500. The reason for the service priority package was the replacement of 5 new Barnstable police cruisers, the same number that we purchased over the last several years. Once we'd completed that, we were contacted by our vendor, MHQ, who is a state contract for the Ford Crown Victorias. What makes this year is a little bit different is the Ford Motor Company stopped production of the Ford Crown Victoria. They have changed over to a purposely built vehicle called the Police Interceptor. It is not sold to the general public. It is for police use only. It is a front-wheel drive vehicle or all-wheel drive vehicle built on the chassis of the Ford Taurus. That's where we priced out these 5 new cars at $142,500 would be for the 5 police interceptors. It was recently brought to our attention there is a backlog of Ford Crown Victorias. We have the opportunity for the same amount of money is to buy 6 Crown Victorias for the same price that we could get for the 5 Interceptors. And there are 3 reasons I would like to do this. Is 1, obviously, for the price of 5 cars, I get 6 cars. 2, the Ford Crown Victoria, we're currently in use. All our emergency equipment that we're currently using in our vehicles is completely transferable over to the new Crown Victorias, not the police Interceptors. And the third thing is the police Interceptor is a brand new car. Okay, it's never been on the roads. It's untried. We have no idea what we're getting. It's front-wheel drive, which is a little bit unique to emergency operation. I would just soon not be the first person to buy this car. I'd rather see it go out on the road for a year, let the Ford Motor Company work the bugs out of it, and then we'll get it the second year. So we do have this opportunity. The problem is they will not hold these vehicles. We have a hold on 6 vehicles right now. The hold is only good until May 5th. After that, it goes out to everybody else, and we will probably lose out on those vehicles. So I think it's a good deal.
Town Council unanimously approved that purchase. Council President Fred Chirigotis announced the intention to move an item regarding an N-Star easement on Freezer Road to the Council's next meeting, April 26th. The Council also agreed to continue public hearings on water supply-related capital items until that meeting as well, so members of the Hyannis Water Board can be present for the public hearing. Moving on in the meeting, Finance Director Mark Milne and Acting Town Manager Tom Lynch gave an overview and presentation regarding the capital improvement funding. Here, Lynch talks about planned allocation.
The capital projects identified by town departments in this year's CIP process represent a total of $21,571,920 for fiscal year 13, and a combined total of close to $207 million over a 5-year period. The Capital Trust Fund's cash flow projections indicate that there are limitations on the amount of funds that can be allocated to capital projects. Over the next 5 years, approximately $30 million will be available to finance projects from the fund. This is also true of enterprise-funded programs where there is insufficient revenue to support exceptionally large capital expenditures. There's a spreadsheet that in the beginning of the book on page 1 actually that shows you the summary of the projects that we have from fiscal year 13 through 17, equaling that $207 million figure. Having reviewed the scoring of projects by both my senior staff and the Comprehensive Financial Advisory Committee and the project recommendations of the latter, I am recommending that the Town Council approve a total of $9,570,102 in capital projects for FY13 as follows. $4,441,102 for enterprise accounts, and $5,129,000 from the general fund program. Funding for the general fund portion of the program consists of $3.285 million in capital trust fund reserves and $1,844,000 in remaining project balances from prior appropriations.
The Council approved appropriation and transfer orders for the Capital Trust Fund CIP. We'll have more details on last night's Town Council meeting on Monday's episode of Barnstable Today. I'm Sarah Colvin.